know what he did? He told her I was dancing. I was a stripper. So when I get the phone back, she talking like trying to yell at me for what I'm out here doing. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sierra Cherie Official, and we're back with another official motherfucking video. But before I even get started, I need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell down there, like right there. Like, go ahead and hit it. Because why wouldn't you want to know when I post videos? Like, but anyways, from the title, you can see that this is my stripper story time on how I became a dancer, stripper, entertainer, whatever the fuck y'all want to call it. And this is also gonna be a story on how my mama found out, like how my mama found out I was dancing. Yeah, let's get right into this juicy little story. I didn't know shit about a strip club. Like, of course, I knew what a strip club was, but I think I had been into one, and that was some old hole in the wall, like hole in the wall, bullshit ass little spot. You may hear this story come up later into my channel, but it'll all flow once I get, yeah. So the year is 2012, going to 2013. I was staying with my mom at that time, working my first job ever at Harris Teeter. And shit, I was honestly just comfortable as fuck. Like, living with my mama, working at Harris Teeter across the street, I was content. I had been working at Harris Teeter for 3 years, and I was a customer service rep. So, long story short, some events took place, and I basically wasn't staying with mom anymore. And I had moved in with my then boyfriend, but he lived all the way in Greensboro. It was like student housing. I was still working at Harris Teeter, but I was living in Greensboro. So I was basically still trying to make my shifts while living in Greensboro. At that time, I don't think they knew what was going on, but well, they did know. I think I told the customer service manager. So I was driving back and forth in my 1999 Ford Escort, like trying to get to work. Push came to shove, and I just had to kind of just let Harris Teeter go because it was becoming too much. Like, it was becoming entirely too much. I would have to get on the road, drive an hour and a half. I'm customer service, so I have to work more frequently than a cashier would. So it ended up just being too fucking much. It ended up just being too much. Before I even moved out of my mom's crib, I went to an interview. I had went to an interview as a waitress at Onyx nightclub in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you watch my last video, you'll see what I'm talking about. I got hired right before CIAA. So like my first ever CIAA experience, I was a waitress. So I'm still living in Greensboro at this time, but I'm on it. Like, shit, I need to be making some money, even though Harris Teeter wasn't paying that much. Shit, I'm trying to make some money. CIAA comes up, and I ain't never seen $1,000. My little $200, $300, maybe $400 checks from Harris Teeter, I never seen $1,000 up to that time. So I worked that week, and I'm like, yeah, like I'm finna be bringing that cash in. Like, little did I know, it's CIAA week, so it's an event it's a whole lot of people, a lot more people in the city. Like CIAA passed, and it just got real slow. It got real slow. Like they talked about, oh, the club would slow down, but it just got real slow. And I was like, why am I not making $1,000? So I'm so grateful for being exposed to like the strip club. So shout out to you, Keefe. Like, if you're watching this, thank you, girl. You don't even know. You honestly were like part of the catalyst that really changed my life. So, anyways, and it was 555 just now. I got exposed to the stripper world. Like, I'm seeing these girls making money and dancing, and all they're doing is dancing. Like, what? Like, okay. So once the waitressing, you know, slowed down, I remember my first time ever trying to go dance was Bike Week in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Bike Week in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, I went down there on some humbug shit. Like, some humbug shit. Like, I just went, like, I went and bought some little cheap outfits. I think I went and got some shoes, some little cheap shoes. And I said, I'm a stripper. I'm finna go get some money.
No, didn't work out like that.
So I was like, what the fuck? Like, I know I ain't ugly, but what's going on? And I was so shy. Like, before I started dancing, I was like, I was extroverted, but I was also like shy. So like my extrovertedness was only really around like people I knew. So yeah, I was like shy as fuck. So I'm in this environment with females who've been dancing for 10 plus years at this time. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Like,
I just came to dance for y'all, that's all.
I just thought I was gonna come in here and I was just gonna throw some money. Like, I don't know what I thought. So that was my first ever like strip club trying to work like event. Like, I went one of the biggest bike weeks on the East Coast. So went there and ain't make no money. So came back to Charlotte and was just like, you know, fuck it. I was like, fuck it. Staying at my best friend's student living apartment, really just thugging it, like thugging it. I think I was still going back and forth to waitress, but it wasn't like bringing in the money that I made. Ended up just honestly not working for a minute. Like, I didn't work for a minute. In that time, me and my boyfriend at the time, we had broken up. So we broke up and then we ended up getting back together. So he was, you know, the breadwinner of the relationship for a majority of the relationship. Long story short, we ended up moving from Greensboro back to Charlotte because he also lived in Charlotte. So we were thugging, like, we was thugging, y'all. We was thugging, like, we was staying in and out of, like, long stay hotels type shit. Like, not no dingy, nothing like that. But we was staying in fucking hotels, like, at his mom's crib, in his room. Like, we were thugging. Like, we were really thugging. So we ended up getting an apartment, and of course, you know, like, he paid the bills because I wasn't working. I think at that time I had went ahead and just stopped going to the club to waitress. Ended up getting an apartment, stayed there. Probably like a month to 2 months into that lease, they told us that we had to go. So we young, 21, like, we 21 years old, out here thinking we grown trying to stay with each other. Like, and they ended up telling us we had to go. So we found another apartment. Don't ever put shit in your name for a man. Now, if y'all married, whoop whoop, but that's different. Some shit go down, it's gonna fall on you. Ended up getting another apartment. It was like a 2-bedroom in like the northwest part of Charlotte. So it was pretty nice for, you know, what we were paying. And like I said, we were like 21, 22. We just happy to have an apartment where we ain't got to worry about nothing. So it was a 2-bedroom apartment. His best friend at the time was in jail. So his best friend's girl came and stayed with us. So she was already, you know, like in the stripper world. Like she was already in the stripper world. So she was staying with us and she would like go back and forth to Greensboro. If y'all know Club Magic, I worked it there maybe like once or twice, maybe 3 times. Ain't made no money. So yeah, she was going back and forth to Greensboro working down there. So, you know, us being females, we didn't really like each other, but we coexisted with one another. So I had went a few places with her to like dance, but you know how somebody try to treat you like you beneath them? Eventually I was just like, nah, I'm good, because I'm going. First off, I'm going, and you're not really, like, not saying that she had to help me, but, you know, like, y'all know what I mean. So, I ain't with that shit. You ain't finna make me feel like I'm beneath you or nah. We stopped talking and everything. Imagine living with somebody and not talking to them. Like, see them in the living room, walk by, whoop de whoop, and I say shit like toxic as fuck. So anyways, her dude ended up getting out of jail. So it's us 4 living in this apartment that got my name on it. And I don't even really care for them, but these his people, so, and he paying the bills, so I'm putting up with it. Our relationship had been so up and down, and I hadn't worked for like a year. So like he was taking care really of everything. Like he was really taking care of whatever needed to be taken care of. Our part of the bills, like he was doing that. So shit just kind of shifted. And I had got a job in one of the local malls, working at Guess. And mind you, of course it's commission. Not only is it commission, you're getting paid hourly, but you know, you really won't see a huge incline in your check unless you goddamn selling shit. So I'm working like morning shifts, like open to like 2 or 3. Like, first off, ain't nobody coming in the mall to go to Guess first thing in the morning. Like, so, you know, I would sell shit, but it just wasn't enough for me. It wasn't enough for me. I was so unhappy, and I ended up going to Radio Shack in the same mall, but down like the walkway. So working at Radio Shack, that's also like commission based, but I don't know, it felt like more of a home, like more of a family atmosphere. It wasn't a whole lot of employees, maybe 6 employees, and that's including the manager out of everything. So I was working at Guest and Radio Shack at one point in time, but Guest wasn't putting me on the schedule like that. So I ended up saying fuck Guest and just stayed at Radio Shack. Me and my boyfriend at the time, relationship was just rocky as fuck. Like, rocky as fuck. It was really bad for my mental health, honestly. So I don't know what came over me. One day I was just like, fuck it. I'm finna work in Charlotte. I had never worked in Charlotte before. Anytime I danced, I was just going other places to not make no fucking money. So ended up working in Charlotte, and the first club that I went to was Nikki's. I ended up working at Nikki's, and I think I started on night shift. So I started on night shift, and I know I worked probably all of like 3 or 4 nights, and I made $1,000. And I was like, I probably honestly made more than that, because every time you tip in, you gotta pay. So I honestly probably made more than that. But I remember having $1,000 that following week, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, even my dude at the time was like, he had posted it on social media and shit, like, y'all niggas, girls ain't making $1,000 in a week, and this, that, and the third, whoop. Like, boosting my little head up, child, boosting my little head up. So we young, excited. So I remember being asleep one morning, and I remember waking up, and you know how you can just feel somebody like scolding the fuck out of you, like staring you the fuck down. So I feel like initially that's why I woke up. So I woke up to be asked, why did I follow one of the local rappers? He was like real hot at that time. Like, why did I follow him back on Instagram? So like, I'm half sleep, trying to get my beauty rest, and this is what I'm being asked, like, what? And this is my exact face. I'm like, what? Like, not knowing that it would cause such a fucking riff, like not knowing that it would cause so much drama, I just said,
What you mean? He come in the club and spend money.
bruh. Literally, like, why did I say that? So he gets irate, like he turns the fuck up, throwing shit, like doing the most, honestly, doing the most. And
Relax.
I didn't understand until years later why he reacted the way he did by me saying what I said. So he throwing shit, like packing his shit up, talking about I spend money, like what the fuck you mean? Like, whoa, big fella. Whoa. So at this point in time, I'm just like over it. Like, I'm over it. I've had enough. And I hadn't talked to my mom in probably like a year up to that date. I hadn't talked to my mom probably like a year. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, come get me. Like, I don't want to be here no more. Like, telling her shit that's been going on. Like, I was just like, no. Like, I'm crying. This her baby. Like, I'm the youngest. So she wondering what the fuck is going on. And then he snatches the phone. And do y'all know what this motherfucker did?
Y'all know what this man did.
He told her I was dancing. I was like,
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck, 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 fuck.
so when I get the phone back, she talking like, trying to yell at me for what I'm out here doing. She don't know what I done been out here doing. I'm like kind of getting snappy back, because at this point, like, I've been surviving for a year now. Goddamn, So you can't really tell me nothing. Like, that's how I feel. You can't tell me nothing about what I'm doing, because at this point in time, I had been out your house. So I think I ended up saying, I'm gonna call her back, or I don't know what I said, but we ended up getting off the phone. I think we probably yelled at each other a little bit more, and he ended up leaving. So he ended up leaving, and at that time, like, I knew what time it was. Internally, I know that this relationship is over, because I've dealt with enough, and like, we starting to get tired of each other. I had continued to stay in my apartment because it has my name on it. My mom wanted me to come home, but I was like, nah, like, because I knew had I went home, she would have been trying to make somebody stop dancing, go get a job. Like, nah, this money coming too fast. Like, I can't stop right now. So on top of that, I had been around fast money. So I want this fast money. So I ended up staying there. He ended up moving his stuff out. I think he went back to his mom's or some shit. So he ended up moving his shit out. I still got these two motherfuckers who I don't even really care for. Mind you, at this time, like, I didn't have a car. So, like, I had started working day shift and night shift, and I was just running it up. Like, I was just trying to run it up for real. Run it up. So I knew I was going to get me a car, and I knew I was going to stay in my apartment and pay that rent. My lease was up in a couple months. I think I probably had like 4 or 5 more months left in my apartment. So shit, I'm finna stay here, and I'm finna go to work, and I'm finna get this money. Like, so I started working day shift and night shift, catching a ride with a homegirl, for real. Catching rides to work, because like I said, I didn't have a car. I was on Craigslist, ended up finding a 2002 red 2-door Honda Accord. So, oh yeah, that's me. The lady was from South Carolina. She only wanted like $1,600 for it, and it was decent in miles. It was perfectly fine running wise. Like, yeah, that's me. My mom was the one that took me to go get the car. So in that time, the 2 people who was staying there, shit, they decided that they was gonna leave too. So
Bye.
So they left me with like $275 towards the bills for that month. Mind you, the rent would have been late in like 2 days. Also, the rent was like $900 and something. So I had like $3,000 that I was fucking holding on to, y'all. I had like $3,000 that I was holding on to. And I knew I was going to get my car, and I knew my rent was coming up. So I paid both of them in the same week and was good. Like, was so proud of myself. And my mom seen that I wasn't just out here trying to buy clothes and get my fucking hair and shit like that done. So she kind of wasn't worried about me as far as that goes. But yeah, so that is how I started dancing. My ex-boyfriend told my mama. And yeah. I hope you like this story time. So much more to come. I'll be dropping videos every Friday. I'm not sure what specific time, but I do know they're going to be dropped every Friday. If you like this video, even if you don't, like, subscribe, comment, and ring that post notification bell.